Hey everyone, it's Ray. So I'm making this video from New York, Brooklyn to be exact, and I'm super excited. I'm on a small vacation here, and I've been enjoying every moment of it because it's just like a very nice change of pace. Um, but I'm gonna cut right to the chase with this video. I never thought I would have to make a video that is this basic. I like to believe that I'm a complex individual and I have more nuanced opinions, and like that's what I want to share. But right now, actually, I'm just going to share a very basic concept. And that basic concept is that unless you are transgender, you do not experience transphobia. Let me repeat that. Unless you are transgender, you do not experience transphobia. Which also means that if you are cisgender, you have not, cannot, and will not experience transphobia. Now, this may seem like a very, 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 very basic concept. That's because it is. And I find it absolutely baffling that there are cisgender people who actually believe they experience transphobia. But there are. So I was strolling down my Facebook today, and one of my friends posted, "Cis people, you don't experience transphobia." And I was like, well, duh, why are you posting this? And then they posted a snapshot of a man who believes that because he has male boobs, he experiences transphobia and misogyny. I actually laughed because no. So, what's actually happening to this person is that they are experiencing body shaming. Body shaming is the concept of someone essentially telling you that your body is wrong. There are different ways that people body shame. That is by calling them fat, or for trans people, when it is actually transphobic, telling us that our bodies don't match our designated gender. So, that is when you tell, like, people who are trans, masculine, that their boobs are too big, right? Like, you can't really do that. But anyway, this person going through body shaming, it is not transphobia. Why? Because they're cisgender. And here's a really brief definition of transphobia. Transphobia is the fear or hatred, I prefer hatred, of trans-identified people, and is also the violence that is done to trans-identified people, whether it is mentally or physically. That is what transphobia is. Do you see how all concepts of transphobia feature these two words, trans people, meaning if you are not a trans person, you do not experience transphobia. Cisgender people, you do not experience transphobia. So I also want to say, like, your statement of your male boobs is transphobic, like makes you experience transphobia. It's also really transphobic because you have claimed these boobs as male, meaning that what you're saying is like male boobs is equals transphobia. It means that like men can take up space in trans identity because of their male boobs. That can easily be simply reduced to trans women are men with boobs. Period. That is your logic, not mine. And that's why that's transphobic. Because trans women are women. And some of them actually don't have boobs, which is still totally okay. They're still women. And their transphobia is not based on them having boobs. It's based on them claiming a gender that they were not assigned. Right? And it's based in that hatred of them. That is what it is. It's not about male boobs. You're also not experiencing misogyny. So a great, very basic definition of misogyny is violence against women. I think that's an incomplete definition. I think it should be the violence against women and femme-identified folks. Since you are not that, and you have claimed yourself as a man, indicated by the fact that you say male boobs, you have even like manified boobs in this context for all of us. You are not experiencing misogyny because you are not someone who is a woman or femme identified. Therefore, misogyny, the violence against women and femme identified people, is not happening to you because you fall out of that category. So you're not experiencing transphobia, you're not experiencing misogyny, you're experiencing body shaming, which is actually a very crappy thing to experience. But it's not transphobia and misogyny. And the reason why you, as a cisgender person, cannot say you're experiencing transphobia is because transphobia is real and it happens to trans people. And like, for me, that means that I am misgendered. I am called lady far too damn often. But for some of my trans sisters, that means that when someone beats them or murders them, no one gives a shit because they're trans, right? And that's why you can't claim transphobia, because it has real material impact on trans lives. So stop taking up space, stop centering your maleness in my movement. Like just bye with that. And recognize that you, as a cisgender person, do not experience transphobia. Like, it doesn't happen, like, at all. It's just not possible. I have spent a lot of time thinking about this. I've asked a few friends, and I can definitively say that only trans people experience transphobia. And I want to be clear, there are a few people who do not identify as, like, transgender. They might identify as genderqueer or gender nonconforming or non-binary. They all fall under what I like to call the big fluffy trans umbrella, and they also experience transphobia. And, like, the people who experience transphobia, those of us that are trans, gender nonconforming, genderqueer, non-binary, we all have this one thing in common, and it's that we're not cis, meaning cisgender people, you do not experience transphobia.